Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Lindsay with Laser Cut Quilts. Today we're going to show you how to make this exotic zebra. Each piece is laser cut and fused with Flexi Fuse, and it is so simple and easy. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started on this zebra laser cut kit. And as you'll see, most of the pieces are already cut out. Only a few of them are in these squares, and that's just for shipping. And each of these laser cut pieces are backed with Flexi Fuse, which is our lightweight fusible web. And once we're ready to iron, we'll just peel that right off, and it's so super easy. So we're just going to go ahead and start snipping out these pieces. Now that we have snipped all of our pieces from our squares, we can go ahead and start laying them out on our background fabric. We're going to move over to a light box just because these pieces are so dark, and we just want to make sure that we get everything where it's supposed to be. We've moved over to our light box here, and we're going to turn it on. And then we have our layout guide underneath this Teflon sheet, and we're going to use this Teflon sheet because this middle piece right here of the zebra is really dark. As you can see, it's black, and so it's going to be harder for us to see these striped pieces that go on top of it. So we're going to iron all of this down first in a unit, and then we'll go ahead and move it to our background fabric and iron down the rest of these. So when you start laying down your pieces, you're just going to peel the Flexi Fuse off the back, and it should come off nice and easy. As you can see, that Flexi Fuse across all of it there. And then we're just going to go ahead and lay it out there, and then we're going to go ahead and lay out the rest of these pieces. We now have these pieces laid out right here, and we're going to go ahead and iron them down just so they don't move, and then we'll go ahead and lift these half up and iron down the other piece of this middle part. So you're going to make sure your iron is on a cotton setting, no steam. We're going to press and hold it for 5 to 8 seconds. So we've quickly just gone over that with our iron. We are going to lift these pieces up. And you could have put this other piece down and then put these stripes that go down the middle on, and you could have done this all at once, but this was just easier for me so I could know exactly where the stripes were going. And then we're going to add in this top part. That way we have this whole unit done, and we can just peel it off. Once it's cooled down, you can peel it off this Teflon sheet. And then we can go ahead and take this Teflon sheet off, and we'll replace it with our background fabric. And then we'll continue laying out the rest of these pieces and ironing them down. so now that we have our background fabric, we're going to center it and we're going to fold it in half one way. As you can tell, this is going to be a pretty big project, but that's all right because it's so cute, so why not? Sorry guys, I have limited room here. Had to take it off the table for a second. Okay, you're welcome to iron this edge, this crease right here if you want, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now that we've folded it in half that way, I'm gonna fold it in half the other way. And we're going to line it up in this corner right here. We're going to line it up with these dotted lines. Okay, then once we have that, we're just going to start unfolding it. Unfold it carefully so it doesn't move. So once you get that centered on your layout guide, you're going to take some pins and we're going to pin all four corners, and you can pin the sides too, just so it doesn't move around. So now we can go ahead and lay the rest of our pieces down. And as you'll see that this layout guide is numbered, your kit will come with the same layout guide, and then each of your little pieces will have a corresponding number as well. So it's kind of like a paint by numbers, that way you're not guessing. So it'll be very easy and very simple. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and iron this down now, and we'll just use your iron on a cotton setting, no steam. Hold it for 5 to 8 seconds. Then once we iron this whole thing, we're gonna shift it up a little bit because there's a portion on the bottom of his mouth that doesn't quite fit on the table, so we'll do that next. And just like that, your quilt is all done. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to unpin it and then take it to your sewing machine and finish this with your favorite stitch. So I guess it's not quite done, but close. And you can finish this with whatever kind of stitch you want, a buttonhole stitch, a zigzag, and then quilt it with whatever cute quilting pattern you want. And I think this is going to be perfect as a wall hanging, or you could even make it like a one-person quilt if you added a border around it and maybe some other fabric. Either way, this is one of our new additions to our handcrafted applique, and we are so in love with it, and we hope that you are too.